Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
Is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school volleyball featuring the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. Tonight's coverage is brought to you by Dynamark Atlantic Security, Bechtel Jewelers, Brown's Funeral Home, CMA Honda, Kelly Allstate Insurance, L.A. Roberts Jewelers, Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, Milestone Realty, The Marius Group, Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Orsini's Home Store, Palace Lounge, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Skinner Law Firm, Smallwood and Small Insurance, Sutton & Janelle Law Firm, W. Harley Miller Systems. Now let's send it out to the broadcast booth and join our TV10 broadcast team for tonight's coverage.
I'm in the Jefferson High School here on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube as we get ready to bring you EPAC volleyball between the Jefferson Cougars and the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Dylan Bishop and Colin McLaughlin with you this evening. Nick Verzolini is our on-site producer. Braden Schaffner, our cameraman. Spencer Dupuis back in the studio. Colin, it's going to be a fascinating matchup tonight between Jefferson and Martinsburg. This will be the first time this season that we've seen the Jefferson Cougars live in action, and I think we have a good matchup on our hands here tonight, Colin.
I do too. We were informed for Jefferson that they have 4 wins on the year, so 4-8 is their record. It's a team that just last week swept Spring Mills, and we've seen Spring Mills go up against Martinsburg and got a win, but the last time these two teams met, Martinsburg got the win, but I mentioned on the Sports Mix, that was before Hawani Chacon was injured, and I don't see a boot on her anymore. I don't even think I see crutches with her, so that's a positive sign, but I still could see a limp, and I'm not 100% positive that she will be on that varsity side for the Bulldogs tonight.
Yes, unlucky for the Jefferson Cougars. It seems that all of the games that they have on Max Preps that are not filled in were all wins for them, so that our expectations coming in to this game are now a little higher than we might have had them before.
That's why you can never trust Max Preps.
Exactly.
But when it's the only thing you got, it's tough.
Yep, you go off of what you have, right? So we should be a pretty good matchup here tonight. Again, like Colin just said, the Jefferson Cougars are coming off of a win against Spring Mills in straight sets last week. They also got a win over Washington to give them 2 wins in the region, and to give them 4 overall on the season. Puts them near the middle of the pack in the EPAC. As we've seen, there's still some room to maneuver after that top 2 between Musselman and Hedgesville when it comes to Spring Mills, Martinsburg, Washington, and Jefferson. So this is another case of us getting to see who can separate themselves, because at first we thought Martinsburg, maybe they were number 3 coming into the season, but they did lose some players coming into the season who were key contributors, and of course they've had injuries, as you mentioned. So now it's looking like there's really room to maneuver when it comes to third place in the EPAC, as we saw Spring Mills this past Thursday lost a game at home to Washington, the first time Washington has ever beaten Spring Mills on their home court, and that was after Washington had also defeated Martinsburg at home. So, again, this is another matchup here. We'll see what the Cougars have in store for Martinsburg. And like you said, Colin, this Martinsburg team needs to get on the right track because they have lost 7 of their last 9 games.
Yeah, that is true, Dylan, and hopefully for Martinsburg's sake they're able to get a win again against Jefferson. But as I mentioned, when you got injuries, you got a lot of new young talent on that varsity side, it's going to take some time for them via experience to be able to play at the varsity level that they need to be at to get wins. So all these other teams other than Hedgesville and Musselman, it seems like, are really trying to rebuild each program and become, as you mentioned, that third team. And unfortunately, because you got Hedgesville and Musselman, 2 other teams, the 2 best teams in the state in your conference, and only 2 teams from each region go on to the state tournament, it's tough for these other schools to really, hate to say it, have a fair shot almost. But at the same time, you realize that and you set goals for yourself to be achievable and become that third team and maybe eventually replace Hedgesville or Musselman.
Right, and we see that Washington has sort of emerged as a team that might be something to contend with for the rest of this year and going in the next year when they had their coaching change. Since then, they've won 2 more games in the region to get themselves 3 overall in the year, which is what Spring Mills also has. And we're going to see if Martinsburg can get their 3rd win in the region tonight. Actually, both teams are going to be looking for their 3rd regional win tonight, both having 2 on the season so far. With that, we'll go ahead and we'll take a 2-minute break. On the other side, we'll be back again to break down this matchup between Martinsburg and Jefferson. Get set in just under 10 minutes for the JV game. You're watching EPAC Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Before the invitations and the dress, the flowers, cake, candles, or vows, there was an answer to a question proposed with a ring.
Bechtel Jewelers knows that an important part of your wedding happens before the I-dos. We're a diamond store with an engagement and bridal jewelry selection that's both exciting and accessible.
On the big day, there's everything else, and there's the ring. Make sure you get this one right at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
Welcome back to Jefferson High School as we get ready, just about 6 minutes away from the JV game between the Martinsburg Bulldogs and the Jefferson Cougars here tonight. Dylan Bishop and Colin McLaughlin with you this evening. Jim Klein still on the mend. He will be back as soon as he can be, and we wish him the quickest recovery possible. Nick Verzolini is our on-site producer, Braden Schaffner on the camera, and Spencer Dupuis back in the studio. So, Colin, we're just a few minutes away from this matchup here tonight. Again, it'll be the first time this season that we see the Jefferson Cougars on TV 10. Talked to Coach Chad Patteray before the game, and you'll hear that interview between the JV and varsity matchup, and he mentioned how this team looks completely different over the last month of the season than the first month of the season. So he's probably looking for another win coming up in this matchup. And as we mentioned, Martinsburg, lately with their injuries, they've kind of been on a downward trajectory as they started off strong, but now they've lost 7 of their last 9 games. Some of that's been tough competition. Some of that has been just not having the firepower up front without Helani Chacon on the varsity roster. But either way, this could be 2 teams that are in different trajectories, and we'll see if Martinsburg can stop that momentum tonight.
Yeah, and it's a completely different mode that you have to put yourself into now late in the season, because most teams no longer will go to weekend tournaments because they have that schedule front-loaded with all those, and towards the end you really get into conference play, and typically that's only Tuesday, Thursday, so you're getting a lot of rest in between each match, and that you have to have a different mentality for compared to when you go out, play Tuesday, Thursday, and then you leave and go play a tournament in which sometimes you have 5 matches all in one day. So you really don't have time to rest like you do now. So that is a different mentality that you have to get used to. And as I mentioned earlier, these teams have a lot of youth. And it takes time to get into that mindset.
And during those out-of-conference tournaments that you're playing, a lot of times it can be different levels of competitions. A lot of times we'll see teams go down to tournaments with some AA schools. We see that with Spring Mills. They go down and play teams like East Hardy, and they'll go and get some wins there. And if you front-load your schedule with those kinds of games, it can really kind of throw off your schedule where, well, it looks like you started off really hot and now you're struggling. That could just be a level of competition play that come down to a happy medium eventually. So I think that's something that we're going to have to look out for tonight when it comes to Martinsburg and for Jefferson, seeing as Jefferson, most of their wins have come in the last month of the season, and including their 2 regional wins they've gotten against Washington and Spring Mills, one of those coming just last week, the other one coming the week prior. So it'll be something you have to watch out for as we'll get Jefferson's first action on TV 10 on the season coming up tonight. And we'll see what Martinsburg can do in the JV game that's coming up in just a few minutes, Colin.
Looking forward to it. You want to get the rosters for both sides? Should I give one, you give the other? What do you want to do?
Let's go ahead. We'll take our last break.
That's fine as well.
We'll go to a 2-minute break. On the other side of it, we'll get you the rosters right before the start of the JV game for that matchup. 2 minutes, and on the other side of that, we'll be back with more EPAC Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 2 minutes.
Hello?
We're here again 3 times in the past 2 days.
You're where?
Bechtel Jewelers. Look.
Can Mom hear you?
No, she's in a diamond coma. Get her the pendant, or I will.
Hey, that's my credit card.
What? Can't hear you, Dad. You're breaking up.
It's going to take more than a crying baby to wake her out of this diamond coma. You're going to need a mega dose of jewelry from Bechtel Jewelers.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be this football season. Join us Fridays for Martinsburg Bulldog games, Saturdays for Shepherd Rams and WVU games, and every Monday, Thursday, and Sunday nights for the NFL primetime games. We still have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. So come on in and enjoy the Palace Lounge. We're located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Welcome back to Jefferson High School. We get ready for the JV game between the Jefferson Cougars and the Martinsburg Bulldogs here on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Dylan Bishop and Colin McLaughlin with you on the call tonight. We'll go ahead and we'll get you the rosters for the JV teams here, starting out with the visiting Martinsburg Bulldogs. Number 3, Ashlyn Aird. Number 4, DM Bajent. Number 9, Amber Smolarski. Number 11, Emma Bass. Number 13, Cameron Sine. Number 22, Amelia Brinkley. Number 24, Lily Campbell. Number 26, Savannah Malat. Number 28, Megan Kelso. Number 36, Aubrey Killian. Number 38, Josephina Papasalova. And Colin, if you have the Jefferson Cougars JV roster on your side.
Yes, I do, Dylan. You got number 1, Desana Venable. Number 2, Amelia Humphreys. Number 4, Ella Bain. Number 5, Grace Dodson. Number 16, Samantha Pataray. Number 19, Madison Bassler. Number 20, Braylon Albright. Number 21, Juliana Brazine Ott. Number 22, Caitlin Doherty. Number 24, Olivia Johnson. Number 25, Rose Marker. Number 26, Madison Clark. Number 27, Grace Hoffmaster. Number 28, Madison Duvall. Number 29, Jocelyn Graham. Number 30, Avon Thorne. Number 31, Sarah Diaz. And number 32, Jocelyn Wilner.
And both teams will give the last wave as we get the whistle for play to get ready and begin. We get the last huddles for both teams. We'll have Martinsburg in the orange jerseys on the left side and Jefferson in the home whites on the right side.
This week we don't have to deal with 2 red teams.
Yes, our Thursday broadcast where Washington was red with blue letters and Spring Mills was red with white letters. So I'm surely confusing for everyone there and in watching on a TV 10. So we'll see the first serve of the matchup is going to go to the Bulldogs here. It'll start out with number 11, Emma Bass. And we'll see one last final check-in. It'll be Cameron Sine in the libero uniform tonight for Martinsburg. They seem to switch that around a good bit on the JV side of things.
It's when they're still young and you want to see who's the best so that eventually, come varsity, that's their main spot.
We'll see Kelso, Bajent, Aird, Bass, Sine, and Brinkley out to start things out for the Bulldogs. On the other side, we'll have Pataray, Albright, number 27, Grace Hoffmaster, number 1, Venable, we have number 31, Diaz, and number 5, Grace Dodson. And Bass will have the first serve, and it'll go out. So the first point of the matchup will go to the home team, the Jefferson Cougars.
Yep, going to do our best to watch the line here. If you can see on TV 10, it is a gold line that really blends in very difficultly with the court.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how these volunteer lines people do with that as well, not just for the viewership, as that hit goes into the net and lands on the Jefferson side. It'll be 1-1.
Just trying to look at our camera angle to see if you can actually see that line, and from my angle, I can't, so I don't know if the people back home can.
I suppose it only matters if the people that need to make the calls can get it right. As you see, almost an attempt at a roof there by Aird. It'll go up. It'll take a down ball hit over to Aird again.
I think he got tipped.
This will end up a free ball by Albright. Bass will set this one up for Bajent. Off block. It's a kill for DM Bajent, who didn't start the year on the JV squad, but has made the transition. He's starting out hot here. We'll get the serve from Malat now. Dotson will set this one up for a Hoffmaster. The other side will go to Aird once more, and that's off the block and another kill for the Bulldogs.
Good start for Martinsburg so far. They've really got their offense clicking early.
So 3-1 Martinsburg to start out this first set. Malat will serve again. That's a low one. Ends up being overpassed. We'll go to Bajent on the right side. That's a tough one. It doesn't end up being handled by Jefferson. It's another kill for Bajent.
And they keep switching sides with it as well. Bajent, then aired, then back to Bajent this time.
Go for a Malat once again. Received on the Jefferson side. Free ball sent over by Pateray. They'll go in the middle for Brinkley. And this point, they're going to say it was double contact there by Jefferson. And that's a 5-point run for the Bulldogs.
Got to wait and see if we see a timeout soon.
Well, there's the momentum that might save a timeout there, as that serve goes into the net and gets Jefferson back up on the board.
And you saw the last serve there by Malat was pretty close as well.
There's Braylon Albright serving for Jefferson. Bass will go to Brinkley in the middle again. Off the block. It's tipped by Pateray, but it falls to the floor. 6-2 Martinsburg. So the JV Bulldogs off to a pretty good start here. As Lily Campbell checks back in. Sign will go to the bench. We'll see Brinkley serve. Go Diaz. Or Venable, excuse me. It's a push there by Jefferson. No one was there on the dump.
Pateray with a great heads-up play to just send that into that deep back corner. Landed perfectly in.
You see Venable check out and Wilner come in for the Cougars. So Pateray, after the kill, goes back and serves. 6-3. It's a good serve there, but it was handled by Malat. And it ends up a free ball. Pateray will come back up for the set. It's put over for the Cougars. It's a down ball by Aird. Over on that side, it was Diaz. Aird with another down ball. Big rally here. They'll set up in the middle for Wilner. Put it over. It's a push there, and it looked like prolonged contact there by Aubrey Killian, and that'll bring the Cougars within 2, 6-4.
Yep, good call there by Mo.
Pateray back serving again. Another line drive. This one's an ace. As Bass couldn't quite get a pass on it. That kept it up for the Bulldogs. 6-5. Pateray again, another big-time serve. That one might have ended up going out. The free ball there doesn't stay inside the antenna on the way back. So the Cougars have tied things back up.
Tough one. Judgment call. Can't tell from our angle since we're in the top back of the gym.
Yeah, we're in the corner, so some of those angles will have to go off of the TV camera. We'll set things up. Grace Dodson. Go over for Diaz. We'll set this out really wide there. She tries to send it across the court. The angle just wasn't quite there. It goes out.
Yeah, but it looked like a good pass. Just, I believe it was Killian. Just couldn't get her body angled.
Another serve from Pateray. Good pass by Bass. We'll go to Campbell in the middle. It goes off to the right side and out. It's now 8-6 Cougars after it was 5-1 Martinsburg. Nice 7-1 run here and make it 8-1. It's Pateray with another ace. And there's the first timeout from Coach Nelson on the Martinsburg side. We'll take it with him for 30 seconds. When we come back, we'll watch more Martinsburg and Jefferson EPAC volleyball here on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
WVU Medicine is pleased to introduce 5 new providers who've joined our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center, Jefferson Medical Center, and University Healthcare Physicians. Dr. Joseph Ahn, Oncology. Dr. Paige Anderson, Emergency Medicine. Dr. Akanksha Bardwaj, Hospitalist. Dr. Vignesh Gunasakaran, Neonatology. And Dr. Stacy Hanlon, Anesthesiology. WVU Medicine, growing to meet the needs of our community.
Welcome back to Jefferson High School as play resumes here, and Pateray for Jefferson's going to get another ace coming out of the timeout. So don't let the timeout work, they say. It sure didn't. It's more of the same from Samantha Pateray.
Pateray with an absolute bullet on the serve.
It's 10-6 Jefferson, and there's another one as there's miscommunication there by Martinsburg to decide who was going to get that one.
If Campbell was underneath it, and it just, I don't know if Killian called her off to try to get a better pass.
There's another one, and that's going to go back for another ace. 4 aces now for Samantha Pateray, makes it 12-6 Jefferson in the first set.
Yep, it's been an 11-1 run for the Cougars, and Pateray's serves just keep going right up the middle. Aird has tried to transition over to get the good first touch.
And they'll go. Killian's going to put this one over for a free ball in 2. And there we go. This is a kill for Grace Hoffmaster. It wasn't an ace that time, but still the serve from Pateray forced the Bulldogs to put that one over in 2 and set things up after the free ball for Jefferson. 13-6, and finally she slips up once. Nobody's perfect. She was perfect there for a little while. A 12-1 run for Jefferson finally ended. And Killian now serving on the Martinsburg side. That's tight up to the net and punched over. They're going to give this point to Martinsburg. Looked like it perhaps got over the net, made contact with the net there. That's going to make it 13-8. Go to Diaz in the middle here. Killian will set it up, and that was a good call that time. Prolonged contact by Killian makes it a 6-point Cougars lead.
Yep, just got to shake that one off. Martinsburg, as we mentioned, they had a good start. It was especially because of the fact that it was Aird, Bagent, and Brinkley on the front line, but since that rotation had to change, it's been all Jefferson, and hats off to them after the slow start to really respond and take a 6-point lead.
See Ella Bain serving now for the Cougars, and this is going to end up another free ball sent over, and Bain will get the set here. A nice little finesse tap there by Jocelyn Graham, as Emma Bass is going to get a kill for the Bulldogs. It's going to make it 14-9. Just too big of an opening left there by Jefferson in the middle. And the Bulldogs are able to take advantage, cut the lead down to 5. As Ashlyn Aird will be next to serve for the Bulldogs. Look at this one. Over to Graham. Set by Bass across the court for Kelso. It's a down ball that goes wide left and out of bounds. 15-9.
Kelso just didn't have her body angled correctly. Seemed like she kind of just hit that ball a little wonky, and that's what resulted in the hitting it out.
Sarah Diaz now serving for Jefferson. Goes to Kelso for the first contact. It's a free ball, but no communication there from Jefferson on who was going to get that one. Lets it fall to the floor.
Right into no man's land in the middle of everybody. Venable, it looked like, was the last one to try to fully make a play on it, but she was too far back. Couldn't step forward in time to get to the ball.
15-10 as Cameron Sines serves for the Bulldogs, and that attempt at a punch over the net by Bain doesn't work out. Cuts the lead down to 4. So We'll see another serve here from Cameron Sign. They'll go, this is a tight one up in the net, and the set goes off the net. Graham didn't see that one coming. Threw off her angle. That ends up another point for Martinsburg.
Yeah, even if she did make contact with the ball to get it over, she touched the net afterwards, so I think it would have been Martinsburg's point either way.
Sign one more time. They'll go to Albright for the down ball. Killian tries to set that one up, and we have another set that goes off the net when it wasn't supposed to. So back and forth, they trade very similar plays.
That had a weird spin to it on the net as well. It hit, rolled a few feet, and I think might have actually touched the antenna.
So Wilner serves, 16-12 Jefferson. Go in the middle to Brinkley. It's a roof by Samantha Patteray, who has just dominated this first set.
She's definitely established herself as the difference maker so far.
Absolutely. Jocelyn Wilner with the Cougars back up to a 5-point lead. Will serve it to Sign. Bass will set up Kelso, and her hit just doesn't get the power on it she wants. Leads up to 6 now. 18-12 Jefferson leads Martinsburg. First set of JV action. And they'll go to Aird on this first set. And there's some more communication there, and well, somehow that one stayed in after that. And it's a down ball there. Double contact on the Martinsburg side as Kelso and Graham met each other at the net. It just comes down, and Kelso wasn't able to have anyone to bring that ball to. Emma Bass goes to Amelia Brinkley off block. Well, it's tough here. That third hit's not going to be able to be made. As Wilner and Bain just kind of pass the ball back to each other too quick for one another to handle. Makes it 19-13. And Emma Bass is back on to serve for the Bulldogs. And that one gets up into the body of Olivia Johnson.
I almost thought it was going to possibly be prolonged contact.
I'll go to Bajent on the right side. Here comes a possible roof, but it goes too far. Venable's able to let that one go. It's up to a 7-point lead for Jefferson, 20-13. So 7-point margin with 5 points to go to win the set. As Grace Dodson comes on and goes back to serve for the Cougars. Go to Sign. Bass to the middle for Brinkley. And that's 2 in a row for Brinkley that don't stay in. Makes it 21-13.
You still got to feed your best players if you're Martinsburg. You got Aird, Bajent, and Brinkley, all three out there on the court. Keep feeding them passes. Try to get that rally going.
Dodson will go to Kelso on the serve. Be a down ball for Aird, and that's another one that doesn't stay in. Side out once again for Martinsburg.
And on the other side, if you're Jefferson, let them keep doing it because so far it's worked out for you with 3 straight errors.
There's been a good bit of self-enforced errors by Martinsburg in this first set that have extended this lead out to 9, 22-13. They'll go here. Aird has to send a free ball. See if Jefferson can take advantage. They'll go over to the side there, and that hit from Hoffmaster just goes into the net.
She just mistimed it. Was already in the air, starting her track back down. Was unable to high point the ball.
The serve goes around to Savannah Malat. And this one gets over to Hoffmaster. Ends up being a Hoffmaster free ball. Dumped over by Martinsburg, and that's a tough play there. Tough angle to handle. Ends up being one hit and to the floor, and actually looks like
they sang prolonged contact.
That's what it looks like, but we're getting a walkover from the line judge
We set the over-under on that being 2 or 3 tonight.
I think 2.5 is a good over-under on that.
2.5.
We're already at 1, so we'll see.
I say over, unfortunately.
I don't disagree with you there, Colin.
But we'll have to see if Mo gets overruled or
see what
the
the
result's
ends
going
up
to
being.
be. And it looks like he was.
Yes. So Jefferson's lead goes back down to 7, 22-15. Be Malat serving once again. We'll go to Johnson, whose first touch goes backwards. It's an ace.
And if you're Jefferson, you got to be careful with letting the momentum slip away from you. This rotation is what Martinsburg had at the beginning when they started that 5-1 run. You're up 6 right now. You cannot let them climb back into it.
The serve goes to Venable. Dotson will set up on that side for Albright. Aired on that side off the block and falls on the side of Jefferson. It leads down to 5. It's a 4-point run for the Bulldogs.
That one was close because it looked like it hit the net too, but I think it just barely also hit the hands of Pateray. Set up
Dodson for Hoffmaster to right side. Tough played. Aird was able to handle it. It ends up a free ball. They'll go to Pateray in the middle, off the block, but it goes off the antenna. And there's the end of the run. And once again, it's Pateray making the play.
I don't know which spot I've been more impressed with her in so far. A middle hitter / blocker or back when she was serving earlier.
She's been all impressive all over the court so far. Albright serving now for the Cougars, and that hit from Aird is going to go too far. That'll make it set point for Jefferson, up by 7, 24-17. Albright with another serve, and it's an ace. Serve. An ace for Braylon Albright. And with that, the first set of the JV game will go to Jefferson, 25-17. We'll take a 1-minute break. When we're back, we'll get you ready for the second set between Martinsburg and Jefferson. You're watching EPAC Volleyball here on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Welcome back to Jefferson High School as the first set of the JV game here between Jefferson and Martinsburg goes the way of the Cougars, 25-17. Dylan Bishop and Colin McLaughlin here on the call for you tonight. Nick Verzolini, our on-site producer, Braden Schaffner, our cameraman, and Spencer Dupuis back in the studio. So first set again goes to Jefferson. That was a pretty impressive set by Jefferson, although Martinsburg did have their fair share of unforced errors. But really, it was Samantha Pateray leading the way for the Cougars.
Yeah, she was able to really do it all and lead by example for Jefferson, but finishing it off for the Cougars there with a beautiful serve was Braylon Albright, and we're at a unique angle here inside the gymnasium at Jefferson in the corner to where we can still somewhat see the trajectory and all the different movement of each serve. So not only does it have speed, if you watch, it'll sometimes swerve back and forth, and you can see at the end that was really what kind of messed Martinsburg up there was They weren't able to see where initially the ball was going to end up going, and that resulted in the easy ace for Jefferson to get the set point.
Had it all. Had the movement there. Had the line drive sort of angle on it. Had the right speed. Really impressive serves from Pateray. Of course, Jefferson's head coach, Chad Pateray. So, not surprised to see the player on the team with the same last name as the coach having a pretty impressive performance. We'll start out the second set here. Jefferson serving. It'll be Grace Dodson to start things out. Dodson, that one went very far, but it was played by Martinsburg, but only one hit on it and goes backwards.
Looked like, again, some miscommunication as that ball was initially going towards Aird, then Killian called her off.
So Grace Dodson starts out with an ace. There's a long, high arching serve there, but it goes out on the side, to the right side, to even things back up.
That one went towards some fans who forgot to remember that you can just catch the ball.
Emma Bass on the serve there. I got a good drop on that one, but it was handled by Venable. Free ball by Pateray. Bass will set up Brinkley. And there's Pateray again with the dump from the setter position, and it's another kill for Samantha Pateray.
Yep, she was able to get it off the block. Because of the deflection, it went to nobody for Martinsburg. Pateray continues to dominate for Jefferson.
There's Madison Duval, first serve of the matchup. That one never went over off the serve. It's an ace, another ace for Jefferson.
And that's always an interesting situation since it never came in. Doherty's even asking as well just to double check that it was their point because she touched the net.
You're right there. And there's a roof by Caitlin Doherty. And it looked like there was some contact on the net again.
Well, that was the ball. You could actually tell if you watched Doherty, she remembered that she touched the net the last time, so she actually jumped backwards this time for the block, which if Martinsburg would have touched it, that would have been an easy deflection into the net to get the Bulldogs the point.
Go to Bajent there, but just a little too far goes that one.
Good call. It's hard to see the lines, but you could tell for that one it was out.
So the first set started out 5-1 Martinsburg. This set starts out 5-1 Jefferson, and that serve rides the tape exactly the way Jefferson wanted it. It's another ace for Madison Duval.
Now we're seeing some movement on Martinsburg's side, trying to get people in a different position while still staying in rotation order.
And Duval just
didn't matter.
Couldn't quite get under that one. So the run ends there for Jefferson. 6-2 goes the Cougars. See Kelso will come out, and Malat comes on. Here's a serve there. First touch by Venable, and it's going to be a overpass roof and a kill for DM Bajent.
If DM was waiting for that one, Jim likes to say, looked like a watermelon to her. She ate it up.
3-point lead now Jefferson has. Martinsburg 2 in a row. Make it 3 as the free ball doesn't stay in on the side.
Maybe not a watermelon, it's October, so let's make it a pumpkin. Yeah,
there you go,
a pumpkin.
Colin. It's spooky season.
'Tis the season.
Yeah, watermelons are out of season now.
Exactly.
It's pumpkin time. Malat with another serve. He'll go to Pateray in the middle, but it's just a free ball. But Signs still has to dive on her knees for it, and that's not going to get over in 3. So Jefferson goes up back by 3.
Pateray to serve.
Now, this was the big run. 4 aces first time around for Pateray. And that's a great serve there. It's going to be another one for Pateray. Just the perfect angle on it.
That was close. I think it touched the antenna first. Otherwise, I almost thought for a split second that it actually nicked off Doherty, and even though it landed out of bounds, it would have been Martinsburg's point if it didn't touch the antenna.
8-4. There's another serve. Received by Aird. Tapped over by Aird.
Good judgment by Aird.
It'll be a free ball for Jefferson, though. See what Martinsburg can do with it. To go to Bajan on the right side. Never goes over. 2 in a row for Jefferson. Five-point lead for the Cougars, 9-4. Pateray, and her service streak ends the same way it did the first time, with a service error. Only a 2-point run for her serves this time.
It's still a 4-point lead for Jefferson.
9-5 goes the Cougars, up 1-0. Amelia Brinkley serves for Martinsburg. They're going to go on the right side to Madison Bassler. And that third hit never goes.
Yep.
It was Clark that time for Jefferson.
Yep, Clark and Dodson didn't call each other off, and I think they both hit it at the same time, which is why it went towards the scoreboard instead of over the net.
We have a stoppage in play here.
Aird had to tie her shoe.
Yep. So it's 9-6. And that serve from Brinkley tips off the net, but then the overpass is never received by anyone on the Martinsburg side.
That beautiful dive and the save by Venable.
So that's going to be...
And that's why she's your libero, the defensive specialist.
10th point of the set for Jefferson. 10-6. Be Ella Bain on to serve. Go to Cameron Sign. It'll end up being a free ball for Campbell, and it doesn't stay in.
Good communication off the bench by Jefferson, all of them yelling out, making sure that their team knew not to touch that one.
11-6. Bain serving. And they'll blow the play dead here.
Bass was tying her shoe the entire time. But whenever you don't tell them to wait, that's what happens. They don't.
So they won't give them the point there. They'll call that one off. Bain with another serve, and looks like an icing the kicker situation there.
Yeah, it wasn't a timeout. It was just a tied shoe, or a shoe that needed tied.
Perhaps just enough to throw her off and cause the service error. 11-7. Have Killian serving for the Bulldogs now. They'll set this one up, and
prolonged contact. 2-touch.
So that's going to cut the lead to 3. 11-8. The Jefferson advantage now. Aubrey Killian still serving for the Bulldogs. It's going to be a tough one. Ends up a free ball. Killian goes to the middle for Campbell. High pass up in the air there. And Jefferson once again with a free ball. Killian sets up to the outside for Bass this time. Tough dig for Venable. Overpass, but just only gets a down ball out of it, does Martinsburg. Two-handed pass over by Graham. And there's a lift by Martinsburg. The point will go to Jefferson.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of the lifts, prolonged contacts, and double touches called so far. And it's always frustrating when you see those, but at least it's called consistently. Yeah, consistently, it seems like tonight.
And there's an ace for Braylon Albright. That one really, the bottom dropped out of that one. That's going to put Jefferson back up by 5. See if she can do it again. This time Cameron Signs able to handle it. They'll go to Campbell in the middle. Tough dig by Albright, but she can't dig it out in a way their teammates are able to get a pass out of. So hit the floor, 13-9. Go back around to Ashlyn Aird for the Bulldogs. Sit to the left side to Albright. Another free ball for Jefferson. 2 players going for it. And it's a free ball right back. Let's go to Venable, and 3 free balls back and forth by both teams. Finally a hit up by the net, and it's a kill for Emma Bass.
And that's how you draw it up and practice it. Bass's steps were perfect. She got underneath it, went straight up, and put that ball straight down.
Serve received by Venable, close up to the net it goes. It's a tap over by Killian. Tough recovery, but Jefferson's able to do it. Send the free ball back over. We'll go to Bass again, and it's another kill. 2 in a row for Emma Bass.
Almost time for a heat check.
3-point run for the Bulldogs. 13-11. Aird serves, and there ends the run as the serve goes out on the left side. And we'll see Patteray come back in for Venable. There's Madison Clark serving, and that one doesn't reach the net. So go back over to Martinsburg.
Yeah, that's frustrating if you're Jefferson. You just got the rotation you wanted offensively, and the first serve is an error.
So it's signed now, 14-12. There's a dump by Jefferson, and there's some miscommunication there for a second on who was going to get that free ball. Tapped over by Jefferson. Ends up a kill for Jocelyn Graham.
Yeah, Graham was under the net. Her right foot was clearly over the midcourt line, and it was missed.
See 2 substitutions for Jefferson now as Dodson and Basler will come in. Dodson opened up the set with a serve. Now it's back around to her. Kelso for Martinsburg. Over Madison Duval. It's a tough one for Martinsburg, but they look like they're going to recover. They get the free ball back. Dodson sets up a pass, but it's only a free ball, and it's going to hit the floor. Great placement on the free ball by Patteray. Who knows if that's exactly where she wanted to do it, but
if you ask her, she'll say yes.
Yeah, results over process. Either way, 16-12.
Back up to a 4-point lead.
So aired there, and that's close up to the net. She got under. It's a tough play to make there.
Hopefully she's okay, because Bass, when she went to hit that ball, hit the net as well, and it came up, and I think got her on the chin a little bit.
So 17-12, Jefferson, and there's looks like an ace, and there it finally falls to the floor. Thought for a split second that maybe there could be a miraculous free ball sent. The lead goes up to 6 points, 18-12. Jefferson will take this timeout break with them for 30 seconds. You're watching EPAC Volleyball here on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
When you're looking for the perfect gift, look no further than L.A. Roberts Jewelers at 146 North Queen Street in downtown Martinsburg. Choose from a huge selection of unique items, from the finest diamonds that make your eyes sparkle to exquisite timepieces, figurines, and collectibles. Buying from L.A. Roberts Jewelers means that you've made the decision to do business with people who've excelled in the industry for more than 100 years. They'll be here tomorrow when you need them, and if you need your jewelry or your watch repaired, they'll do that too. L.A. Roberts in downtown Martinsburg. Old World Jewelers for a new age.
Back to Jefferson High School here. 6-point lead for the Cougars in the second set after they took the first set, 25-17. We'll try to close this one out with a 2-set victory as Megan Kelso will send this one. It's overpassed by Jefferson, and then it ends up going to Amelia Brinkley. Sends that one too far. Makes it 19-12 Jefferson.
Yeah, she just didn't get her body high enough into the air to bring the ball down.
Set this one up for Brinkley in the middle again. And they'll say that Pateray got into the net and touched it there.
That time, Brinkley was higher, just got met by Pateray, and unfortunately for Pateray, it wasn't a loss for her, it was just an error.
19-13 in the second set, this JV matchup. Dodson will send this one, ends up a free ball. Sign to Bass to Bajent. Be able to set this close there. Gets into the net off the set. Wasn't much that Madison Duval could really do with that one.
Yep, she just stood there, kind of just unfortunately had to watch it. It rolled off the net and realized there was no way she was able to get a point.
Emma Bass serving for the Bulldogs. Dodson will set up for Pateray. Down ball, goes too far. No contact, so it's Martinsburg's point.
It was a good pass. The finish just wasn't there.
Only a few mistakes we've seen Pateray make so far in this game. Bass will send that one to Albright. Sign's going to set this one up for Kelso. It's a down ball. Dodson will set up Pateray in the middle, and that's a kill.
Beautiful off the block. Able to get some backspin to it to send it to the back of Martinsburg's defense.
20-15. 5-point lead with 5 to go for Jefferson. Duval puts a lot into that one. And that's going to be put over, sliding free ball by Bajent, but just tough angle ends up going out.
Yeah, the pass wasn't far enough over from the other side to Bajent. So Bajent had to try to run towards it instead of being able to just get her steps going.
Duval with what a serve there. Tough for Sign to do anything with it. Overpass and out on the other side. 22-15.
Cougars can just set this one to cruise control right now. Mathematically 3 points away from victory and up by 7.
Not doing themselves favors there with the service error.
But the number
they're 3 points away from the win in the set with a 6-point lead. I'll go back around to Malat. This has been a successful lineup for the Bulldogs. And there's an ace. So it's 22-17. That front line for the Bulldogs in this rotation. This is exactly the spot they need this rotation to come in. They'll go. Pateray will send that one, and it stays in. Not the first time she's done that two-handed power dink over.
She's going to get you each time. Martinsburg keeps bringing that back line and back.
And now it's Pateray serving. 2 points away from the game as that free ball sets things up for Martinsburg. Tap there, and it ends up a kill for Brinkley. So Cougars now only up by 5. 2 points away from the win. Amelia Brinkley serving for the Bulldogs. That's a good serve there, and it goes out. It's an ace for Amelia Brinkley. Madison Duval could only handle it to the point where she couldn't really control where it was going. It ends up going out. Tough receive there. Another good serve. Bass will set this one up for Bajent. And there, nice dig by Dodson. What they'll say, prolonged contact on the set.
3-point lead now for Jefferson. You got to think with 2 timeouts that they might use one soon. Nope. Each time I say that, I'm not even trying to jinx the serve.
It's been a reverse jinx almost in a way so far, as it's now match point for the JV Cougars. Ella Bain serving for Jefferson. Oh, sign, that's tough. Will they get the free ball? It's going to take a huge play there from Bass, but she can't quite do it from back on the basketball baseline. And that's going to be a 2-0 win for the JV Cougars over the Martinsburg Bulldogs. It's 25-17 and 25-20 goes Jefferson to win the JV's game in straight sets. We'll go ahead. We'll take 5 minutes. 5-minute break here. And when we come back, we'll be getting you set with the pregame for the varsity matchup between the Cougars and the Bulldogs. You're watching EPAC Volleyball here on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 5 minutes.
With Honda, every summer adventure is the destination. Take your adventures even farther with Honda, America's most fuel-efficient full-line automaker. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.9% APR on a 2022 Honda Civic and a 3.9% APR on a 2022 Accord or 2023 HRV.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI based on EPA estimate of MY20 full-line automaker fleet-wide fuel economy 2021 EPA Automotive Trends Report.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. Dynamark Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
Hi, I'm Annette McDonald, and I am the designer at Orsini's in Martinsburg, West Virginia. We welcome you into our store to show you a complete line of what we do here. We design your cabinetry, quartz countertops, granite countertops, hardware, anything for the full remodel of your kitchen and your home needs. We also do bathrooms, and we have flooring available too. We make sure that your project with Orsini's is the best in the market. Welcome to Orsini's.
Orsinis.com.
You've been in an accident. The choice of a lawyer may be the biggest decision you make for you and your family's future. At Mansion Ferretti, we offer a free consultation and no fees until we win your case. Call us today and protect your future. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Are you considering selling your home and don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Phone Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams at 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control 4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at whmsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be this football season. Join us Fridays for Martinsburg Bulldog games, Saturdays for Shepherd Rams and WVU games, and every Monday, Thursday, and Sunday nights for the NFL primetime games. We still have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. So come on in and enjoy the Palace Lounge. We're located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
WVU Medicine is pleased to introduce 6 new providers who've joined our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center, Jefferson Medical Center, and University Healthcare Physicians. Dr. Sandeep Kashyap, thoracic surgery. Nurse practitioner Dana Price, interventional radiology. Dr. Jessica Rood, family medicine. Dr. Michael Seen, orthopedics. Dr. Emran Sheikh, orthopedics hand and wrist. And Dr. Alexander Shin, emergency medicine. WVU Medicine, growing to meet the needs of our community.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
Welcome back to Jefferson High School here as we get you ready for the varsity matchup between the volleyball teams of Jefferson and Martinsburg. Before that, Colin, we just saw a 2-0 victory on the JV side for the Jefferson Cougars.
Yeah, it was a impressive win for Jefferson, led by Samantha Pataray. She was very impressive as a middle hitter. We got to see her have some pretty dominant aces as well. Really had some power behind her serves and were able to place them perfectly, and Martinsburg just didn't have answers during her serves, it seemed like. They still played a pretty positive overall match. Nothing to really hang your head about, I think, if you're Martinsburg, because you were competitive in both sets. Yeah, it didn't go your way, but first set was 25-17, the other one was 25-20, so you were right there in it the entire time. You just unfortunately had some errors late that if it went the other way, maybe the overall score would have went the other way. So I think both teams were pretty evenly matched, but it was just Jefferson that was the better team tonight, and congrats to them on the win because of that.
I should mention that I do see Samantha Pataray out on the court warming up for this varsity matchup, not on the varsity team to start the season. Now, Alexandra Pataray, who's also out on the court warming up, was on the roster for varsity to start this season. But now, I'm seeing Samantha Pataray as well is out there warming up for this matchup as well. We'll see if she ends up on the floor in the varsity game as well. So we're just about 13 minutes away from the varsity game between Jefferson and Martinsburg. We should mention that, Colin, it looks like we have an injury update. On the Martinsburg side, the last couple games, we've seen one of their starters out of action, but it looks like that's different here tonight.
Yeah, I think it was September 13th, if I remember correctly, whenever I looked at the schedule earlier. It was that Spring Mills-Martinsburg match at Spring Mills that we had, and Helani Chacon, unfortunately, was injured in that, and because of that, Martinsburg lost. And from there, they've really struggled, only getting 2 wins since her injury. But now, it seems like she is finally back for the first time tonight. We see her out on the court wearing that orange number 1, and she will hopefully be a difference maker in the favor of the Bulldogs if she is fully 100%. We'll have to keep an eye on her. I realized it, and I had mentioned it during the JV broadcast, that she was no longer in a boot or had crutches, but she was still limping. So we'll have to see how that right foot of hers is, but hopefully she is all right and able to perform to the capability that we know she can be at for Martinsburg.
Yep, and she went down early in that Spring Mills game that we had, and that ended up being a tight back-and-forth 5-set affair. So who knows how that could have gone. It ended up going the way of the Cardinals on their own home court. That difference maker of just missing one key player can end up making a difference like that, your backup setter. So we'll see what happens here tonight. This is her very first game back. So that'll be something to watch for certain for Martinsburg, who comes into this matchup having lost 7 of their last 9 matchups. They are 7-9-2 overall on the season, 2-4 in the region. They are coming off of a victory in straight sets against Hampshire this past Thursday. The last few games that we've seen of Martinsburg, last 3 games that have been on TV 10 have all been losses. So we'll see if Martinsburg can get the win tonight as we see the varsity Cougars make their debut in this season on TV 10. As Jefferson is 4-8 overall, 2-4 in the region. They've just recently gotten wins over Washington and Spring Mills, straight sets over Spring Mills last Tuesday, a game that kind of shook Spring Mills to their core. You could tell that even when we spoke with Haley Wolf of Spring Mills afterwards, that she still had not quite gotten over that one, the way that the Jefferson beat them in straight sets when it was brought up, even 2 days later. So we'll see. Jefferson, Coach Patteray says that they are a completely different team than they were a month ago, and they have made a difference. They've gotten 4 wins on the season after a slow start. So that'll be something to watch for, but we'll continue to break down this matchup after a 2-minute break. We'll come back for one more segment. You'll hear from both coaches of Martinsburg and Jefferson when we come back. This is EPAC Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 2 minutes.
When you're looking for the perfect gift, look no further than L.A. Roberts Jewelers at 146 North Queen Street in downtown Martinsburg. Choose from a huge selection of unique items, from the finest diamonds that make your eyes sparkle to exquisite timepieces, figurines, and collectibles. Buying from L.A. Roberts Jewelers means that you've made the decision to do business with people who've excelled in the industry for more than 100 years. They'll be here tomorrow when you need them, and if you need your jewelry or your watch repaired, they'll do that too. L.A. Roberts in downtown Martinsburg. Old World Jewelers for a new age.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
With Honda, every summer adventure is the destination. Take your adventures even farther with Honda, America's most fuel-efficient full-line automaker. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.9% APR on a 2022 Honda Civic and a 3.9% APR on a 2022 Accord or 2023 HRV.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si based on EPA estimate of MY20 full line automaker fleet-wide fuel economy 2021 EPA Automotive Trends Report.
Welcome back to Jefferson High School here as we get ready for the varsity matchup in volleyball between Jefferson and Martinsburg. We'll get you set for that with our pregame interviews that we had with both head coaches, starting out with the visiting team, Mike Nelson of the Martinsburg Bulldogs.
I'm here with Coach Nelson, the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Coach, you coming into this game tonight having gotten a win with Hampshire on Thursday. What do you want to see from your team to build on that win tonight and for the rest of the season?
Be more aggressive. They were very aggressive against Hampshire with their kills. They got some great swings that night. And as always, first contact. You know, we want to still see a better first contact serve and serve receive. So that's what we're looking for tonight.
All right, you're coming into the home court of Jefferson tonight. What do you think you're going to need to see from your team and able to get the victory tonight against the Cougars?
Well, same thing, and we played them earlier this year, so we've seen them already. So, again, the girls just need to be good on first contact, stay aggressive. I felt like this season we have not been very aggressive in our offense. So I think if we stay aggressive, they'll do well tonight.
All right, Coach Nelson, thank you very much.
That was Coach Mike Nelson of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, and we'll follow that up by getting you our interview that we had before the game with Coach Chad Patteray of the Jefferson Cougars.
We're here with Coach Patteray of the Jefferson Cougars. Coach, tonight will be the first time TV10 viewers this season get to see your team. What should they expect from your team tonight?
Really excited about that. Definitely a different team than we were a month ago, the last time we played on Martinsburg. Picking up a couple wins. We're looking forward to it, and hope we give you a good show.
All right, tonight you are hosting the Martinsburg Bulldogs. What do you think your team is going to have to do tonight to be able to get the win against Martinsburg?
Coverage, cover the line, cover cross, cover deep. They're a very, very talented team, and we made quite a few adjustments to our rotation and everything else, so hopefully we can put a stop to it.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. Good luck.
That was Coach Chad Patteray of the Jefferson Cougars. As we bring you back into the gym of the Jefferson High School Cougars. Dylan Bishop and Colin McLaughlin here on the call with you. Nick Verzolini is our on-site producer. Braden Schaffner, our cameraman for this evening. And Spencer Dupuis back in the studio. Colin, this is a matchup of teams in that, again, second tier behind Musselman and Hedgesville at the top of the EPAC. We haven't really been able to see a team really establish themselves as number 3. We thought maybe at some point it was Spring Mills. Then we just saw them lose to Washington this past week. This last Thursday, we had that on TV10. They lost to Jefferson last Tuesday. We thought at the beginning of the season that might be Martinsburg. Martinsburg has dropped some games lately to teams like Washington and Spring Mills. Jefferson, on the other hand, recently has wins over Washington and Spring Mills. And tonight, if they can get a win over Martinsburg, perhaps they can sit here towards this latter half of the season and say that maybe they are the third best team in the EPAC.
Yeah, I completely agree, Dylan, in that fact, and they've definitely been playing with that capability. I think tonight, if they get the win, they should definitely be in the conversation, but until then, I'm going to wait off, and I honestly don't know who I'd put there right now after what we've seen from Martinsburg lately and Spring Mills. Washington, you like what they have, but as you mentioned, Jefferson has even gotten their number as of late, too. And whenever I was watching this Jefferson team warm up, they definitely got some athletes with a lot of hops up front. So if they're able to work the offense and dominate on that front line, be able to get some kills even off the block, maybe here and there too, and neutralize Bishop, Mosby, and eventually Chacon, I think I like the Cougars tonight at home.
If the JV game is any indication, then the Cougars should be the favorite coming into this, as the JV team for Jefferson had a pretty handily victory, really a decisive win over the Bulldogs in that JV game. So we'll see if that ends up being the case on the other side as well. We'll take another 2-minute break. On the other side of that, we'll get you the rosters for both teams as we get ready for the varsity matchup. We'll be back. This is EPAC Volleyball on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Hi, this is Lauren from Orsini's right here in Martinsburg. Grilling is not just for the boys. We are a Platinum Traeger dealer carrying the Pro Series all the way up to the Timberline Series. We have every flavor of wood pellets along with accessories, rubs, sauces. Not just Traeger, we carry Utz, Meat Church, Lanes, and Dizzy Pig. We also carry a full line of Yeti products. Orsini's has everything to complete your backyard. Visit us at 360 Hack Wilson Way or at Orsinis.com.
You've been in an accident. The choice of a lawyer may be the biggest decision you make for you and your family's future. At Mansion Ferretti, we offer a free consultation and no fees until we win your case. Call us today and protect your future. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Catch the excitement of EPAC football featuring the Hedgesville Eagles and the Musselman Applemen.
If you're going to take the snap now, they're going to pass on a screen pass again to Matthew. Matthew breaks some tackles. He's to the 40, to the 30, to the 20. No one's going to catch him. Green grass in front of him. Touchdown, Hedgesville!
Tune in this Friday, October 7th, as the Eagles and the Applemen battle for second place in the EPAC. Join us for pregame at 6 p.m. on your Eastern Panhandle sports leader, Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Back to the Cougar cage at Jefferson High School here to get you ready for the varsity matchup between the volleyball teams of Martinsburg and Jefferson. Get you the lineups for both sides as the scoreboard winds down here. Just 3 seconds left until the warm-ups officially come to a close, as both teams now get ready for their introductions. We'll get you our introductions of both sides, starting with the visiting team, the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Number 1, Helani Chacon. Number 2, Honey Carter. Number 5, Avery Sifford. Number 6, Addison Sifford. Number 10, Deja Wright. Number 17, Maddie Fischel. Number 18, Amani Fennell. Number 19, Katie Zittel. Number 20, Skylar Bishop. Number 21, Ellie Mosby. Number 22, Amelia Brinkley. Number 23, Madison Henry. Number 27, Addison Strovel. Number 30, Courtney Dick. And number 34, Kira Rhodes. On the other side for the Jefferson Cougars, they have number 3, Jillian Britton. Number 6, Aaliyah Scheffler. Number 7, Lauren Ripa. Number 8, Jasmine Sandoval. Number 9, Jasmine Matthews. Number 10, Riley Ripa. Number 11, Brianna Flores. Number 12, Emma Mielib. Number 13, Sanaya Winston. Number 14, Michaela Babington. Number 15, Mac Brezovic. And number 18, Alexandra Pateray. So here with Dylan Bishop and Colin McLaughlin with you on the call here. Colin, what are your final thoughts as we get ready to see the start of this game?
Well, for Martinsburg, if Helani Chacon is back to fully being 100% to lead the Bulldogs, I like their chances. She's able to help out Skylar Bishop as well as Monty Fennell and Mosby too. So if those four are bringing their A game tonight, I think Martinsburg cruises again for another, maybe even possibly sweep over Jefferson. But also Jefferson, it seems like right now, has been playing the better volleyball. So if their athletes are being able to do what they've done, get those wins, it seems like the past month it's been night and day, and we'll have to wait and see how this one goes.
We see it's the star of the JV game, Samantha Pateray, making the introductions over the loudspeaker here. But we'll go ahead, we'll take one last 2-minute break as we get ready for the start of this game between the Jefferson Cougars and Martinsburg Bulldogs. We're watching EPAC Volleyball here on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 2 minutes.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. Dynamark Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
This Saturday afternoon, your Martinsburg Bulldogs take on the Riverside Beavers.
Punt to the near side, caught by Hunter. Hunter starts backwards, goes to the far side, trying to find some space, has a few blockers, goes upfield on the far sideline at the 10-5, tries to go into the end zone. He's hit backwards, but he stayed in bounds, pushes his way back forward. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Tune in at noon right here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Cage here at Jefferson High School as the teams are set to take their last huddles before they go and start this varsity matchup. Cougars and the Bulldogs. It's a battle in the middle of the EPAC. First time that we've seen this Jefferson team this season on TV 10. Dylan Bishop and Colin McLaughlin with you on the call. Jim Klein will be back with us soon as he is healthy and at 100%, which we hope is as soon as possible.
Yes, we do.
You see both team starters getting out on the court for Martinsburg. Looks like it'll be Bishop, Mosby, Sifford, Rhodes. Well, actually, Rhodes comes off, and the other Sifford comes on. Avery and Addison both out on the court. We'll see Zittle and Fennell for the Bulldogs. We'll see Alexandra Pateray, as well as Babington, Winston. We'll see Riley Ripa on the court. So we now see the libero on the Jefferson side check on. That's Jillian Britton, as well as number 11, Brianna Flores. There are your players to start off this matchup for Jefferson and Martinsburg.
Looks like Jefferson serving first.
That's Brianna Flores to start things out. So we had a whistle. It looked like the referee waiting for a student to make his way off the court. Set things up. It'll go to Ellie Mosby immediately off the block. Hard one to handle. Ends up a free ball for Jefferson. They'll go to Skylar Bishop in the middle off the block. It's a kill. 1-0 Bulldogs.
Both times on those kills, Babington was so close to getting the block, but each time our hands just weren't in the right spot just enough to send it back for a roof.
This will be Avery Sifford first to serve for the Bulldogs. We'll set this one up. It's Pateray. Cross court, down ball there. They'll go to Fennell with the left hand, and ends up getting the point. First matchup between these teams was on September 6th, and it was a straight sets victory at home for the Bulldogs. And that serve goes off the net. Pateray, soft touch, doesn't go over. 3 straight to open it up for the Bulldogs. And that being said, Coach Pateray told us before the match that he thinks this is a completely different team than they were a month ago.
I liked the idea from Alexandra Pateray there to try to just dink it over top of the block. Just didn't get enough on it.
I go to Amani Fennell on that left side. It's a down ball hit for Ripa. There you go to Fennell again. Soft touch there, but it's brought in by Flores. It's a down ball by Pateray. Zittle to Mosby. Tough, but a good dig by Flores. It's another free ball. That one was close to hitting the ground. We'll go to Fennell again. That one is out. So there's the first point of the match for Jefferson.
And we're getting our first official conference.
We set the over-under on that at 2.5 there, Colin. There's your second one, and it's only 4 points into the varsity.
What you're saying is that JVs does carry over? Doesn't reset?
Well, you can count it either way. I'd say you count it either way you want. If you're going for just varsity, then either way, you're getting one early here.
Martinsburg, even though Jefferson got the point there, was due to an error. The Bulldogs have been on the attack so far the entire time. The offense is really clicking up front. And we saw that in the JV game, though, as well. Martinsburg was off to the fast start. Jefferson kind of had a slower start, but they were able to really pick things up and take control.
You got Sanaya Winston on the serve there. There's a soft finesse touch by Fennell. Free ball sent over by Scheffler. We'll go to Mosby. Hard hit. And it was off block. So the point goes to the Bulldogs.
But again, Martinsburg's able to get their passes. They're crisp, seems like so far tonight. And they're feeding their outside hitters.
So see Addison Siffer, the libero, serve for Martinsburg. They'll go in the middle there. A nice tap there.
There we go.
Put it in where no one was. That was Michaela Babington. 2 points for Jefferson. The serve goes back around to the Jefferson libero, Jillian Britton. Skylar Bishop serves for Fennell. They'll say it was prolonged contact.
Mo's been loving that call tonight. It's hard to tell from our corner.
We saw a good bit of that in the JV game. Bishop will set this one up for Fennell once again. And that's a kill. Amani Fennell, the top outside hitter for this Bulldogs team. Strong performances always.
Yep, she's been very impressive to start. If you're a Bulldog fan, you hope that continues.
First serve from the senior Avery Bishop goes out as we saw Addison Strovel check in for the first time for Martinsburg. And then we'll see Alexandra Pataray serving. Fennell now on the right side. That one doesn't stay in. The Cougars tied up at 5.
She put everything behind that one. She wanted it, just didn't get the angle just right.
Pataray with another serve. That one's going to go out. So we saw a couple of big runs by Jefferson in the JV matchup with Samantha Pataray. And now Alexandra Pataray here in the varsity matchup. Able to get 1 point up on the board during her serves, but Martinsburg doesn't let the trend continue, at least the first time around.
So far, Jefferson, though, has been able to settle in, only down 1.
Fennell serving now for the Bulldogs. So we have a tap, a free ball there by Winston. They'll go to Kira Rhodes. That goes too far. Ties it back up at 6. Aaliyah Scheffler serving for the Cougars. Will go to the left side for Fischel. And that point's going to go to Jefferson as Martinsburg gets in the net.
Yep, Fischel, when she came up, just grazed the net with her fingertips.
Scheffler goes again as the Cougars now have the lead after a good start by the Bulldogs. Fischel with a down ball. That goes out. On the side there. 8-6, Jefferson.
Yep, they've now had 3 straight points, and it's all been off of Martinsburg errors.
There's and that one's an ace for Jefferson. That makes it 9-6.
And it's just a lack of communication right now.
There we go. That's a free ball there, overpassed by Martinsburg. They're going to go side there. Good hit by Mac Brezovic. Off the block there. That's another point for Jefferson. Winston gets the kill. It's 10-6. There's the first timeout from Coach Nelson. We'll take that break with them for 30 seconds. During the timeout, Jefferson leads the first set as we watch EPAC Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs. Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
Welcome back to the Cougar Cage here at Jefferson High School. The serve from Aaliyah Scheffler. As Jefferson leads 10-6. Addison Strovel with the down ball for Martinsburg. Winston, looked like that was off the block there. It was. No service there. Second hit for Martinsburg. That just hits the floor. It's 11-6. Leah Scheffler with another serve. Fennell from the 10 line. They'll go to Winston again. Over her head, but it's in. 12-6. Winston with that down ball there, just over the head of Amani Fennell. She thought it was going to go out. Hard to blame her.
Jefferson on a 7-point run now.
They're going to set this one up. Bishop for Fischel. This will be a tough one. They can't quite get there after the first hit. 12-7.
First touch is crucial on both sides. That's what we've seen with all the errors so far for Martinsburg to allow Jefferson to have the lead.
Kira Rhodes. Tapped over. It was Brezovic. They're going to go back to Fischel for Martinsburg off the block. It's a tap there. And it's a point for the Cougars. Brianna Flores. Cougars opening up a lead now. 13-7. Amani Fennell. Set this one up. Flores. 10 line. Goes Brezovic. Set it up for Fischel again. Tough hit there. Well, I think Brezovic might have there for a second. Wanted to wait to see if it would go out. Threw off what she wanted to do there. (13-8) Jefferson. We'll see Katie Zittel serve. And wow, impressive for that one to even get back over. Fischel sends that one too far, but it was off the block, they'll say.
Back-to-back points by Maddie Fischel. It was close, but it just grazed a thumb.
13-9. Zittel serve once again. Free ball by Winston. Mosby. It's a roof. Up at the front. It's Michaela Babington. Another point for the Cougars. 14-9. Set up there by Addison Sifford. Free ball for Zittel. They'll go back in the middle. It's a roof on the other side. Ellie Mosby cuts the lead back down to 4.
Martinsburg right now as that front line that's going to be a brick wall whenever they're up top together. It's Mosby, Bishop, and Fennell.
There's Avery Sifford now serving. It's a tap there, strong power dink there.
Babington realized after the roof, you just got to tap it up and over, hope it gets to the serve line for a deep ball.
We saw that work for Samantha Patteray in the JV game. And there's one in the varsity game as well. Avery Bishop there. And it's another roof for Mosby. Another block.
And, well, as long as those three are up there, you're going to have to try to just tap it over. I mean, you can't get a strong kill.
Like Ellie Matumbo there for the Bulldogs as she sits down. And this one goes into the net, never got over. 2 in a row for Martinsburg. Cuts the lead back down to 3.
You were saying she was saying no, 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 not today?
Not on that one. 15-12. We'll set this one up for Scheffler off the block again. Another roof for Martinsburg.
They found the timing so far. You need to throw in some trickery. It's coming to the near side each time.
An experienced front line for the Bulldogs right now with the captain, Avery Bishop, as well as the other captain, Amani Fennell, as she hits this down ball. And there's that free ball from Babington, goes into the net. And there's a timeout from Coach Patteray after a big run there. So it was 15-9 on the Jefferson side. So we'll stay here during the timeout. Now it's 15-14, Colin.
Yeah, Martinsburg, as I mentioned, they had the right rotation. They liked what they had up front in Fennell, Bishop, and Mosby, and they found the timing of when they needed to go up and get the blocks, and each time it was successful. The only time that we didn't see it was when Babington decided to just tap it over and try to, instead of getting a spike for a kill, just send it deep and hope it hits the back line, and it works. But they didn't go back to it. They went back to what wasn't working, and that was just driving it, trying to get it off the block, and instead Martinsburg was sending it back where it came and getting the roofs.
Set things up in the middle. A tap by Babington. Good dig by Katie Zittel. We'll go on the other side there. Alexandra Patteray. But they can't get it back over. 15-15.
And again, it was another roof.
Tied up now, Martinsburg. A punch there by Flores. Bishop will have to send a free ball. There's a dump there, and
they're adding in the trickery, and Martinsburg wasn't ready for it.
There was a lot of open court there. Flores was able to dump that one into. 16-15 Cougars. They had a big lead.
Ooh, lucky first touch.
Tap there. Go in the middle to Brezovic.
What a save by Fennell.
Go back to Brezovic in the middle. Another good tap there. Fennell on the outside off the block. Dug out by Britton. Sifford. Zittel will set up Fennell once again. This is going to be tight up to the net. The pass back to the middle for Brezovic, and it's a kill for the Cougars.
What a rally, though, back and forth.
17-15. And that's a service error. Tough time for that.
After you have a great rally to go with a service error, that can kill the momentum that you had started. Still in the lead for Jefferson, but it's only by 1.
Avery Bishop. Be a free ball for Britton. Bishop will set up for Fennell, and that's a good dig by Britton. We'll go to Rhodes. Outside, Jefferson goes to Pateray. Back over on Fennell on the left side. We get it volleyed back and forth. Looked like a 2-hit dump back over there. And Rhodes just tried to put some finesse on it. Didn't put enough power on that first hit. It just came right back down to her for a double contact.
Yep, and she's frustrated with herself, but you got to shake it off. You're still in the match.
See Lauren Ripa check in for the Cougars for the first time. As that tap from Fennell doesn't stay in, goes side out. Cougars go back up by 3.
And this is what we saw in the JV match that separated. The end result was Martinsburg just unfortunately shot themselves in the foot.
Addison Strovel, the down ball, goes into the net. Didn't get the angle on it. There's the second timeout from Coach Nelson. It's at 20-16. Good run by Jefferson there. We'll take the timeout with them as we're watching EPAC Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 30 seconds.
Hear from every EPAC coach every week on the Sports Mix this fall.
They really showed that they have a lot of grit. They can play with just about anybody.
That's the culture that we've been building here at Washington High.
Our senior leadership stepped up and said, playoffs are bust for us.
Pretty much the same thing we've been saying since day one. Stay humble, stay hungry.
Been able to solidify some things. I really think the key for our team is control. They do some things that if we're not ready, they'll be the team that's sitting there at 500 at the end of the night.
The Sports Mix, weekdays from 12 to 1 and re-aired from 5 to 6.
Welcome back to the Cougar Cage here at Jefferson High School. So you get say here's 20-16 in the first set of the varsity matchup here between Martinsburg and Jefferson. And there's a tap over. We'll say that Kira Rhodes got into the net. 21-16. Lauren Ripa serving for the Cougars. Strovel will set this one up for Fennell. Goes with two hands with the free ball. Brezovic, good dig by Strovel. They'll go back to Fennell. And I believe they'll say Brezovic was in the net. So that's a point for Martinsburg. 21-17. It'll be Fennell back around to serve. Flores will set up Brezovic on the left side now. Rhodes go put over a free ball. They'll go back to Brezovic again, now in the middle. Tough there, but the Bulldogs keep it alive. Brezovic goes again, and all that hit from Sifford goes backwards.
Yep, had some miscommunication between Sifford and Fennell. Fennell thought that she was the one getting the first touch, so she was already on the ground going for it, and she was unable to recover after Sifford's first touch went awry.
There's Riley Ripa serving now, and that's an ace. Cougars go up by 6. 23-17.
They keep targeting Sifford.
They'll go at it again. Fennell will receive this one. Go back to the 10 line for Fennell. Set up by Ripa over to Winston. Might have been off the block there. Good dig by Fennell. Official will send this one over. That free ball there. And they'll say it was double contact on that attempted dump by Flores.
Tough call, but it's been consistent tonight. That's all you can ask for.
5-point lead for Jefferson. 2 points to go for the set. Kira Rhodes serving for the Bulldogs. Winston down ball. Bishop will go over to Official. What a dig by Britton. Been all over the place so far. Brezovic has to send in a free ball. Bishop sets up Mosby for the kill, and it's a point for the Dogs. 23-19. Cut the lead down to 4. See if Martinsburg can make a big comeback here in set number 1. Flores will set up Brezovic. Off the block, it's not going to be handled by Martinsburg. It's set point for Jefferson. 24-19. So it'll take 5 straight Martinsburg points to send us to a win by 2 situation. A serve from Brezovic. It'll be a down ball for Fischel, and it goes in the net.
Pass was too far back for Fischel.
So that first set goes the way of Jefferson, 25-19. 1-0 goes Jefferson. We'll be back in 1 minute as we get you set for the second set. You're watching EPAC Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Jefferson High School. First set goes 25-19 the way of Jefferson. So we'll see if Martinsburg can recover there. And say that was a pretty good set on both sides, but Jefferson just had a little bit of an advantage there, Colin.
Yes, they did. They were able to just rally late. Martinsburg had a few errors that unfortunately gave the lead back to Jefferson after they were able to climb back into it and take the lead. And Jefferson, said thank you very much, was able to take over, and they got set number 1 and are now looking to continue that because it's the first set that they've been able to take from Martinsburg. After the first meeting, it was Martinsburg that swept them.
Like we said in the pregame, Coach Pateray says that this team has been completely different over last month compared to September 6th when Martinsburg took this matchup in straight sets on their home court. And there's some miscommunication to start things out on the Jefferson side.
Yep, both Babington as well as Winston just kind of stared at each other instead of saying mine, mine, mine.
Katie Zittel, her first serve goes too far. It's 1-1. Brianna Flores go and serve. Serves it to Avery Sifford. They'll go to Ellie Mosby in the middle, and it's a kill for Mosby. And a point for the Dogs. 2-1.
And again, up front for Martinsburg right now, it's Mosby, Bishop, and Fennell. Those are the 3 you want there to take over the game.
Flores will set this one up for Winston on the right side. And just a tough one to handle there for Katie Zittel. Tied up at 2.
Yeah. They just need help.
Zittel's going to set this one up for Mosby. And Mosby sends this one too far.
That pass just slightly behind her. You see her talking with Zittel right now saying, I need that one a little bit more in front so I can drive it down.
Zittel over to Fennell. Good dig by Winston, but overpassed.
Wow. And it went out, okay. Babington had the roof.
She had it, but it landed out. Really a lucky break there for Martinsburg. But it did come off of a good spike there from Fennell. Zittel set this up in the middle for Bishop. That one never went over. 4 hits. Bishop's attempt at the kill just goes into the net without a touch from Jefferson. Makes it 4-3 on the Cougars side. Britton serving. They'll go to Fennell on the left side. She hits it with the left hand. Flores for Brezovic. There's Fennell now. And there's a dig by Flores. Tough one there. She fell to the floor. And that's going to go too far. 5-3.
And again, the passes for Martinsburg just too far back.
Britton serves it to Avery Sifford. But her pass there falls to the floor. It's an ace for the Cougars.
They're going to continue targeting them all night long.
They'll go back
Good first
to her.
pass.
Over to Fennell on the left side. Winston with another dig. They'll go on the side there. Goes out just barely. Does the down ball from Aaliyah Scheffler.
Good job by Avery Sifford. Get redemption. Perfectly placed spot for her on the court to get that first pass off.
Avery Bishop's serve goes in the net. Sounded like we had a little bit of noise from the student section of Jefferson during her
Been
serve.
waiting for it. I like it.
I was going to say, they haven't had a lot of noise over there so far. Get this serve from Alexandra Pateray, ends up an ace.
Yeah. Next, we need them on their feet. We've seen that all around the EPAC. So far, not here.
8-4. And that one's going to go too far. So Amani Fennell go back around. The Bulldogs trail by 3 points now. There's a free ball from Winston. They'll go over to Fischel. Flores is going to set this one up for Brezovic in the middle. And it goes out on the right side. Angled a little too far out. So 8-6 now. Jefferson's lead. Fennell will serve again as Martinsburg try to win this set, make it 1-1 on the match. Close up to the net. That's going to be a roof for the Bulldogs. Makes it 8-7.
During the pregame, when we were talking about Helani Chacon, she's available tonight for the first time after her injury, but we have not seen her yet for Martinsburg.
Brezovic, the hit that, oh, there's a dump from Bishop, and it ends up working out.
Yep, she saw the empty space.
So there's a run by Martinsburg. Put the Bulldogs knotted back up at 8.
Playing smart now.
Another serve from Fennell. Tough one there. Ends up a free ball. They'll go to Rhodes in the middle, and it's another kill. The Dogs are on a run.
I like this front line that they have working right now as well for Martinsburg. And Rhodes, Strovel, as well as Fischel.
Fennell. Britton has to go down to her feet for that one. Set up Strovel on the right side. Hits the net, but it stays alive. Down ball from Scheffler. Fennell with another down ball. It goes back to Scheffler, and a roof for Addison Strovel. McStuffins stuffing that one down and getting another point for the Dogs.
Yeah, you can tell that the chemistry between those three is there, just like it's there when it's Mosby, Bishop, as well as Fennell up front.
Flores will go to Brezovic. Pass there from Sifford. They'll go 10 line for Fennell, and this is another kill. Huge run for Martinsburg. There's a timeout from Coach Pateray, as Jefferson has had things really flip from the start of the second set and from the first set, Colin.
Yeah, it's been a crazy difference so far. Martinsburg has just been able to find its groove and really put their foot down against Jefferson so far, now leading by 3. Jefferson, though, with this timeout, just has to settle down. They have the capability to come back. We saw it. But right now, not only is Martinsburg playing good volleyball, they're playing clean volleyball. That was what we saw at the start of this set, was that they were having way too many errors. But if you've noticed as of late, those errors are gone, and that's why they're leading.
Looks like Coach Nelson is able to get them to clean things up a little bit. And so far, it has worked out in their favor as they've gone on this run, and the Bulldogs lead by 3. (11-8). Amani Fennell serves. There's Addison Sifford will go. It's a down ball for Fischel. And there's another point to Martinsburg. Looked like someone was in the net there.
I didn't see who.
Fennell will serve again. It's a down ball, never goes over. Scheffler on her feet. Can't get that one to go. 5-point lead for the Bulldogs after losing the first set. Fennell goes to Britton again, and it's an ace. As Amani Fennell serves, have put Martinsburg on a huge run here.
Yeah, you can see that empty space still. Looks like Britton's kind of creeped up a little bit. The serve went to the same spot.
Brezovic will go to Strovel again. The free ball from Flores over in 2. Sifford will set this one up. Flores with a pass to the right side. It's Brezovic, and what a dig by Fennell, but her teammates couldn't quite get back there. She rolled on the floor for that one. Kept it high up in the air, but just a little too much ground to cover. Bulldogs lead back down to 5. They'll set up for Fischel on the left side, and that's going to be another kill.
Everything's going Martinsburg's way right now.
The adjustments Martinsburg's had to make, they've made them in this second set. They now lead 15-9. They're losing the first set 25-19. Set this one up. It's Brezovic. First touch there by Strovel. Will go left side for Fischel. Her hit just never goes over.
Still up by 5. Jefferson now able to get some substitutions in, try to get the rotation just right to come back.
So the rotation gets the serve back around to Mac Brezovic. They'll go middle to Mosby. She sends it too far. That's 2 straight points for Jefferson. Able to close it back up, cut it to 4.
Yep, she wanted to try to go off the block of Babington, but Babington realized it and kept her arms low.
It's good scouting there from Jefferson. Now Mosby puts a lot of heat on those hits from the middle. Flores with a dump. Mosby saw it coming. They'll go back to the middle there, and it's a kill from the middle for Michaela Babington.
That's why they brought her in after Jefferson was able to get the serve back. Having Babington as well as Winston and Flores up front for Jefferson. That's the ones that they want to come back.
Brezovic with another one. Go Fennell had the first touch on it. Flores will pass this one to the 10 line for Brezovic again, and that one stays in. 4-0 run for Jefferson. Lead cut from 6-2. Brezovic goes again to Addison Sifford this time. It'll take a down ball from Fennell to go over. Flores, it's another free ball. Mosby in the middle again, blocked this time. There's a roof there from Strovel, her second one of the set.
She was waiting that entire time for that one. Read the play perfectly. Put it back right at the feet of Babington.
Katie Zittel with the Bulldogs back up by 3. Off the block. It falls to the floor. 16-14. It's 11. Number 11, Brianna Flores, back around serving for Jefferson. Zittel will set this one up. Middle hit. Ellie Mosby again, but it's a roof on the Jefferson side from Babington.
Yep, she did it again. As I mentioned earlier, that's who you want in that middle spot, solidifying defensively for the Cougars.
Brianna Flores with another serve. This one's tight up to the net. And that's 3 hits that don't get across. Jefferson's tied this back up.
Yep, it was, 15-10? Now it's been a 6-1 run for the Cougars.
I think it was 15-9 even.
You might be right.
Now we're at 16 all. Zittel will set up this one. It was a long hit there from Bishop, far from the net. Jefferson can only get a free ball. And there was a dump in 2 by Zittel.
Yeah, I don't know if that was intentional by Zittel, but it was costly.
I don't think it was. And you're right, Jefferson took advantage on the down ball kill.
I think she wanted to try to pass that for Bishop, but just mistouched it. Because you saw Bishop was clearly ready for it.
And there's an ace for Flores. Cougars getting their lead back. There's a timeout from Coach Mike Nelson. We'll keep it here with them as we've gone back and forth here. Jefferson was able to open up a lead like they did in the first set here in the second. And Martinsburg stormed back for a big 6-point lead of their own. But now it's gone from 15-9 to 18-16, switching from a Martinsburg lead to a Jefferson lead.
Yep, and it hasn't been errors for Martinsburg like we saw at the end of the first set and then slowly, or not really slowly, I guess, shortly in set number 2. All these late points to get Jefferson back into it, they've earned each and every one. It's been blocks, it's been kills, it's been aces like we just saw. They have woken up, and they're the ones that right now are playing better, and we'll see if they continue to do so, or if, like this match has been going back and forth, it goes back to the side of Martinsburg, and they're able to come back and get a win. Because you don't want to go down 2-0. That's tough to come back from.
About to say, this is an all-important set here. Jefferson wins. They go up 2-0 and are 1 away from the win. Martinsburg makes the comeback here. It's tied at 1. It's going to be a free ball. Flores with a dump there. Zittel was there for it. And I think they're going to say that Pateray was in the net.
That's a late call.
It was a late call.
Martinsburg was already 2 hits in before that call.
That'll cut Jefferson's lead in half from 2 to 1, 18-17. There's an ace to tie things back up for the Bulldogs at 18 apiece.
Jefferson's in the danger zone right now. Look who's up front again for Martinsburg. Mosby, Bishop, Fennell.
the 3 captains of this Bulldogs team. Flores will go to Babington.
They just missed the roof.
Fennell, left to right, gets the point for the Bulldogs.
Babington and Pateray need to figure something out if they want to keep Jefferson in this one.
Martinsburg's back up in front by 1 point. Pateray with a down ball over the block. Oh, back to Fennell. It's a free ball there from Flores. Sifford will set up for Fennell again. And tough angle she took there.
Yeah, the pass was just too deep towards the net and the antenna. And Fennell just seemed like there was no chance for her to get that angle correct.
So we're tied up once again. Winston will serve now for Jefferson. Zittel goes back to Fennell, feeding her. It's a tough dig there by Britton. Down ball goes, sails over everyone's head and the back line.
Yep, Matthews saw the block, tried to go over it, but since she was so close, couldn't get the correct angle and it just sailed.
Bulldogs back up by a point again. Addison Sifford serving. Flores will set this one up for Babington. They'll go back to Fennell on the Martinsburg side. 10 line goes Winston. It'll be a free ball for Martinsburg. See what Jefferson does with it.
Good spot for the free ball.
They'll go middle hit for Babington. Fennell, 2 hands. Pass there by Sifford. There's a dump, and it touches the net. And I think that was the difference on getting that point there.
Sometimes you just need luck on your side, and that time the Cougars had it.
So that'll even things back up at 20. Jillian Britton, the libero, serving now for the Cougars. And there's an attempt at a roof, but it goes into the net on the Jefferson side. It's another kill for Amani Fennell.
Jefferson tried to close the door on Martinsburg, but Martinsburg closed it on them beforehand.
Bishop, there's over in 2. And it was a good enough play there. Martinsburg wasn't ready for it. Jefferson ties it back up at 21.
Just waiting to see who, unfortunately, is going to slip. It seems like that's always, sadly, the difference is errors.
There's a serve from Ripa, Lauren Ripa. They'll go to Strovel on the left side, blocked. Martinsburg keeps it alive, though. Kira Rhodes. Go back to Brezovic with the left hand. Off the block for the Bulldogs. Ripa will go to Flores. They'll set up Brezovic on the right. Off block again, and this one falls to the floor.
Yep, Strovel and Bishop both pulled back. Couldn't tell if it was just miscommunication. I think that was just a hard-fought rally. These two teams refused to give up.
Looking very evenly matched here in the second set. Fennell on the right side now.
And that's what we wanted to see tonight.
There we go. Tapped up in the air by Fennell. Free ball for Rhodes. Quick one. Brezovic. Go back. It's going to be a tough one. They can't get there. Jefferson goes back up by 2. And there's the second timeout there on the Martinsburg side. It's 23-21 in this second set here. We've gone back and forth. Jefferson opened up a bit of a lead like they did at the beginning of the first set. Martinsburg stormed back and took a big lead of their own, up by 6 points at one point. But then Jefferson fought back, evened it back up, and now we stand here. Jefferson up by 2 with 2 points to be able to get the second set win.
Yeah, and it wasn't a simple or a crucial, well, it wasn't a simple error, but it was a crucial error there with that deep ball. It was a short deep ball, and that was what allowed Jefferson to quickly set up the offense and get that kill to catch Martinsburg off guard. Martinsburg there should have set a deep free ball and then reset. And instead of it being timed back up, Jefferson now leads by 1 because of it. And it's little things like that that are the difference each time.
and they have the serve on their side with Lauren Ripa sending it over to Addison Sifford. A dump there by Bishop. Doesn't work out. They'll go to Brezovic off the block. Outside is Addison Strovel. That's a tough angle. The set wasn't close to the net. A bit outside. And now it's set point for the Cougars. 24-21. Bishop will go to the left side for Strovel now. And that one stayed in.
Our official didn't even give a signal.
See, the down.
She backed off.
The down judge with the flag there.
You got to remember they're volunteers, but you got to remember you're doing a job at the same time. You can't turn around and flee from the ball.
Luckily, the line judge was there and saw it. Gave the point to Martinsburg. They'll go to Brezovic on the left. Off the block, it falls to the ground. And that's the second set. 25-22. Highly contested there. Jefferson gets it done, though. And they go up 2-0. 1 set away from the victory against Martinsburg. We'll take 1 minute. And on the other side, we'll come back and we'll get you set for set number 3 between the Martinsburg Bulldogs and the Jefferson Cougars as you watch EPAC Volleyball here on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Catch the excitement of EPAC football featuring the Hedgesville Eagles and the Musselman Applemen.
If you're going to take the snap now, they're going to pass on a screen pass again to Matthew. Matthew breaks some tackles. He's to the 40, to the 30, to the 20. No one's going to catch him. Green grass in front of him. Touchdown, Hedgesville!
Tune in this Friday, October 7th, as the Eagles and the Applemen battle for second place in the EPAC. Join us for pregame at 6 p.m. on your Eastern Panhandle sports leader, Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
This Saturday afternoon, your Martinsburg Bulldogs take on the Riverside Beavers.
Punt to the near side, caught by Hunter. Hunter starts backwards, goes to the far side, trying to find some space, has a few blockers, goes upfield on the far sideline at the 10-5, tries to go into the end zone. He's hit backwards, but he stayed in bounds, pushes his way back forward. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Tune in at noon right here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
For Jefferson against Martinsburg here. Dylan Bishop and Colin McLaughlin here on the call with you. Nick Ferzolini, our on-site producer. Braden Schaffner on the camera. And Nick Ferzolini.
Spencer
Dupuis back in the studio. I'm just so used to Nick being back in the studio. What can I say?
Nope, he's right next to us.
I'm glad he's next to me.
He's a friendly guy. Spencer is too.
Yeah, Spencer Dupuis is the one back in the studio here.
Got to be careful with what I say.
2-0. Jefferson leads over the Bulldogs. Jefferson will go for a sweep in this third set. Martinsburg will look to stay alive. Coach Chad Patteray has said over this last month he thought his team has looked completely different. And the difference has been in these last 2 weeks they've gotten their 2 regional wins on the season. 4 that they've had overall.
And for Martinsburg, we still haven't seen Helani Chacon. We were told she was available. She's dressed. We haven't seen her since she got hurt against Spring Mills.
She's available to play. Has yet to check in.
And since her injury, Martinsburg's only got 2 wins.
Zittel will go to Avery Sifford on the outside. We don't see many outside hits there.
Add that to the highlight reel.
From Avery Sifford, but she gets it done here to open up the third set. So set starts off 1-0 Bulldogs. And then she'll go back and serve. Flores with a dump free ball over her head on a second hit. Mosby, that one's going to stay in. Line drive hit. Is another point on the board for the Dogs.
They're not going to go down without a fight. No Martinsburg team does.
Avery Sifford with another one. Oh, tough play there, and it's an ace for Sifford. What a start to this set for her.
And all 3 points.
We like to say it's hard to get a sweep here in EPAC action. Babington sends over that free ball. They'll go to Fennell. Oh, a tough dig, goes high up in the sky. Ends up a free ball. Avery Bishop with a light tap. And a light tap on the other side still somehow.
Alive. Wow, Fennell.
I thought that hit the ground somehow, but that's impressive work there. Fennell off the block. Flores up on the left side for Winston. Off block again. That one just had too much power on it. The Cougars are on the board in the third set.
That was a hard-fought point that originally I already thought it was on Jefferson's side, but Fennell somehow found the way to get the pancake.
There's Winston now with the serve for Jefferson. This is going to be a down ball hit by Fennell. Flores will go, set up for Scheffler. And, Avery Sifford went to a knee to try to get that first hit. Her teammate ended up getting it instead, and it set it up to where she just wasn't in position.
Yeah, it's always tough to recover when you think you're the one that's getting the first contact.
She sold out for the dig, but ended up getting... There's an ace for Winston. 3 in a row, ties this one back up. We saw in that
Fennell just didn't look ready.
We saw in that second set, both teams had runs back and forth.
That time she was ready. Beautiful first pass.
It ends up in a free ball for Mosby. Go to the middle for Babington, and she gets the kill. It's 4 in a row for the Cougars.
Back and forth.
That? Go back. See if Winston serves can keep it going. Addison Sifford to Zittel, and it's a down ball for Fennell. Flores for Scheffler. Fennell one more time. And they're going to call that one in. Jefferson did not agree with it. And I think Coach Patteray saying something to our volunteer downs judge.
It's tough when she just came in. That's a different volunteer.
It was. I think she even knows that she made the wrong call there, but wasn't overruled by the line judge. It's 4-4. And there's Babington from the middle, making up for it.
Ball don't lie.
Jefferson goes back up by 1. 5-4, 2-0 lead for the Cougars. That was close. That serve ends up overpassed.
Got to capitalize on that overpass.
There was Brezovic in the middle, and there's the down ball kill. What a placement there from Fennell.
She needs to put Martinsburg on her back if they want to stay alive.
Things knotted up at 5 apiece right now. The senior Avery Bishop serving for the Bulldogs. Down ball from Scheffler. Might have gone too far, but Avery Sifford got a hand on it. Out of position for any one of her teammates to go and get it.
I know she's the one that touched it and is frustrated with herself because it was going out, but nobody communicated with her. You've heard on the Jefferson side, maybe it's because we're on this side, not over towards Martinsburg, so maybe we didn't hear it down wrong. But you got to make sure that your teammates know that that ball's going out.
And Patteray on the other side with a service error. You're right, Colin.
I think Nick agrees. I know Nick would yell out, out, out if he was one of the teammates.
You're right, Colin. If no one tells you it's going out, you might not know by your feet positioning whether or not it might be, so you just hit it just in case. Fennell serving for Martinsburg, dug out by Britton. It's be a down ball hit that ends up out on the right side as Brezovic tried to send it across the court.
Another tough angle.
So Martinsburg will go back up 7-6 as they try to extend this game to a fourth set. And that one's going to go out. Last second decision by Winston to get out of the way.
Yeah, and that was lucky because Winston's teammates, I could hear from the bench, were actually telling her that it was in, but she trusted her instincts and followed the ball to the line to make sure it was out.
Riley Ripa serving now for the Cougars. This is going to be a tough one. The free ball goes over. Brezovic off the block. Bishop will go left side for Fischel. Brezovic sets over to the left side for Winston. And it
Bishop
off
touched
contact.
it, yep.
Off the tip. It's a point for Jefferson. They lead 8-7. As Martinsburg tries to extend it to a fourth, Jefferson is going to go for the sweep in this one. See which team plays better in this set. See which one it ends up being. Flores middle for Brezovic off the block. Back to her side. But she hits it again off the block. Jefferson goes up by 2. 9-7 Cougars. As that tips off the net. Tough there. Avery Bishop will dump it over. Winston, that stays in down the line. Tight angle to keep that one in.
Yeah, that was a line drive. I honestly don't know how that just barely got down, but it did.
Another serve from Ripa. And some miscommunication there from Martinsburg. Bulldogs go down by 4 points.
Yep, Rhodes and Strobel didn't call each other off, and both of them went to swing, and then both of them stopped at the same time.
Jefferson was able to open it up in early.
Look who we see for the first time.
There's Helani Chacon.
But will it be too late?
We'll see. As this one goes over the head of Addison Sifford. It goes out. Service error. Makes it a 3-point game again.
Get another substitute. I believe Courtney Dick just came in to serve.
She did, but
It's
cold
tough.
off the bench. Hasn't warmed up in a while. Didn't see any action in the first 2 sets.
And she comes right out. That's tough.
Over on the Jefferson side, it's Brezovic serving. 12-8 lead for Jefferson. This one goes over to Riley Ripa. Winston tries to go down the line again, but doesn't quite get the precision accuracy that time. So that's going to make it 12-9. Cougars lead down to 3.
Interesting. They're not going to allow Martinsburg to sub right now. Bishop was trying to go in for Chacon, but she was not allowed to. Keep an eye because of this point.
Siddle will go on the outside for Chacon. Run up to it. I don't think she got the type of run she wanted. But that's going to go out. Tough self-enforced error for Jefferson there.
And now Bishop can go in.
They could have made that run there if they had gotten that point up on the board with Bishop on the bench. Ziddle still serving on the Martinsburg side. Winston has to put across a free ball. They'll go with a tap by Bishop. Flores will go back to Winston. That one goes too far. So the lead's back down to 1.
At Martinsburg trying to come back. It's do or die for the Bulldogs. They can't slip up anymore if they want to win.
Flores with a dump over. Nice dig by Fennell. They'll keep it alive. It's a tap by Bishop. Another dump across. Winston thought she had an opportunity. Flores will go in the middle. And Babington's hit never goes over. So that's 4 in a row for Martinsburg. That's what we talked about. We saw in the second set. Both teams
That's
making
frustrating
runs.
if you're a Jefferson fan to see Babington miss that because Martinsburg was out of position. When she was getting set up passing-wise, you could see Zittel from the far side of the court running over to the near side of the court, realizing where she needed to be.
A little bit of a tap off the net there on the serve from Zittel. She'll set this one up for Fischel on the left side. Too far, no contact. Jefferson goes back up. 1 point lead for the Cougars. Serve there from Flores. Tough hit there. Sent it to Addison Sifford. Her first contact went backwards.
Yep,
ends up an ace.
We've seen that a few times tonight where it just goes right over Sifford's head. And she reaches up, tries to make a play, and the result is a mishit.
An ace followed up by a service error for Flores.
Now down one, Martinsburg has the rotation that they always want.
The three captains up on the front line once again for the Bulldogs. And they'll say that Jefferson had
First time that was called tonight.
Rotational violation there. Out of position on the serve. So the Bulldogs get to tie it back up with that, 14-14. Britton there, a tough pass there. It ends up going over in two. But Martinsburg only able to send back a free ball. Middle there. President. It's a roof there off the hit from Babington. Ellie Mosby gives the lead back to the Bulldogs.
Just textbook defense between Bishop and Mosby. Going straight up, keeping those arms locked and straight, and sending it ball back where it came from.
Sifford, her serve goes too far. So we're back knotted up at 15 apiece. Back and forth we go. Both of these first two sets have been tight. Zittel will go to Bishop in the middle. Tough there. Good dig by Britton. Jefferson keeps it alive by sending it over in two. Flores will go to Scheffler. And it ends up in a roof for Mosby again.
That's why you have her there. But she gets subbed now because of the rotation. But that worked in the favor of Martinsburg. They had the rotation that they needed, and now they have to lead because of it.
That tall front line of Avery Bishop and Ellie Mosby. Tough for anyone. Free ball by the Bulldogs. Flores sets up Babington. And that's tough there. They'll go to Babington again. Light touch. Fennell handles it. They'll go back to her. Off the block. Goes high up in the air. Jefferson able to set up another set there. Push there by Scheffler. Left hand goes Fennell. Almost worked out. No one there up at the net to get the second touch on it, though. So the Bulldogs go back up 17-15. And it follow it up with a service error. Neither team able to keep a big lead in this third set.
By the way, pulling up Max Preps, which I know I said earlier isn't always the most accurate, but it typically has the final scores, and it dates back to 2007. And since then, Jefferson's only won one time against Martinsburg.
This would be the second only time. Dating back that far, 15 years.
Yeah, the last and only win was September 6, 2016.
Set this one up. Scheffler, her hit never goes over. Bulldogs back up by 3 as they try to force a fourth set. Avery Bishop. First contact goes to Winston. Brezovic runs at it, gets the kill in the middle. 19-17. The Bulldogs lead the Cougars in set number 3, while Jefferson leads the game 2-0. It's Ripa with the serve now. Strovel hits the down ball. Flores to Brezovic. That was one close to the corner there. Good pass for Fennell. But Jefferson's able to get a good dig on it. Down ball by Scheffler. Chacon goes for Fennell, who gets another kill. 20-17, Martinsburg.
Sifford stayed strong in the back to get those first touches, which eventually set up Fennell, who's now serving to try to put this third set away, keep Martinsburg alive.
Flores will set it up. It's a down ball by Brezovic. Official on the left side. Flores will go back to Brezovic towards the middle. Fennell from the 10 line. Tough there, close to the net. A punch over again. Official again, but that one never goes over.
That was just a tough angle.
Tough time for a self-enforced error for Martinsburg. When they were up by 3 with only 5 points to go, Jefferson can try to get back in this. And there's another.
Yep, 5 hits got it over. And I don't even know if it actually went over the net.
So very quickly, the Bulldogs lead goes back from 3-1. A serve from Aaliyah Scheffler. Flores, Brezovic again. Overpassed. See if what they can do with it. Brezovic had a tough run around Flores for that one. So back line there. Fennell. Chance at a roof, but Ripa was able to handle it. Official again on the left side. That's a tough angle. Tight towards the antenna. Brezovic able to get that one to fall. It's 3 in a row for the Cougars.
Yep, Sifford tried to get to it. This one is unable to pancake it, and now with the tie ball game, Martinsburg elects to take a timeout.
There it is from Coach Mike Nelson. 3 straight points. Ties this one back up. Jefferson trying to win this set to make it a clean sweep. Martinsburg just trying to stay alive to prevent Jefferson to get their second win over them in the last 15 years.
Yeah, it's crazy that the only time they won was September 6th, 2016. They do have a tie, though, in a tournament back October 19th, 2019, which these two schools tied 1-1. But that one in 2016 was 3-1. So if they're able to get the win, this would be the first time they've swept Martinsburg.
And we saw their first matchup of the season early in September. It was Martinsburg that swept Jefferson. That just shows you the midseason improvement from the Cougars. Fennell with a down ball there. Flores will go over to Winston. Ends up a free ball by Fischel. Flores goes to Brezovic. And that's tough there, overpassed into the net. Ends up a kill for Mac Brezovic.
And Fischel tried. Hopefully she's not shaken up. Just readjusting her knee guard, so that's good.
Tips off the net, does that one. Attempt at a roof by Brezovic, but she was...
Ooh.
I
thought that was the other way around.
I was going to say Brezovic was in the net, but that's not the call. The point goes to Jefferson.
They said somebody for Martinsburg was under the net, and I didn't see who.
Must have done it a split second earlier, as now it's 22-20 Jefferson. Hit down the line, and again, it's Winston fitting it in that tight spot.
They've taken over. They want this one.
6 straight from the Cougars forces Mike Nelson to call his second timeout of the set.
Yep, Jefferson knows how much this means to its program to get the sweep at home over Martinsburg and get revenge after being swept. You can tell that, as Coach Pataray said, this team has played very different than it did a month ago, and it is clearly for the better. If they can sweat this one out and put it away, they get the sweep. And they send Martinsburg home.
And we've been wondering who is that third best team in the EPAC after Musselman and Hedgesville.
And I said at the beginning, after what you said with Jefferson being able to beat Washington, being able to beat Spring Mills, right now they're 2 points away from being Martinsburg. You put them in that conversation easily.
Official has to send the free ball from the left side. They'll go over to Winston. Tips off the net. Kira Rhodes has to put a free ball over. They'll go. Winston with a down ball. Official has to send one back.
What'd they call?
I'm not sure what the call there was. There was no signal from the official up top. We don't have the best angle on the line judge.
That's true.
But regardless, it goes back over to Martinsburg. 23-21. So now they have a chance to serve and get things back in their favor before it's too late. Mac Brezovic off the block. Somehow Fischel gets it over. And her hit back just doesn't stay in. 2 straight from Martinsburg. Cuts the lead to 1. 23-22. And a service error from Courtney Dick.
That's a heartbreaker. We've seen that twice now for Courtney Dick. She comes in to serve, and both times she's had a service error. And now more than ever, that's what you didn't want because it gives a game point possible.
Match point as Mac Brezovic serves. Helani Chacon sets up for Fennell. Down ball from the 10 line. Flores sets up for Brezovic. Sifford. Free ball from Chacon. They'll go Brezovic, Flores, Winston with the left hand, and it falls to the floor. The Jefferson Cougars get their first sweep over the Martinsburg Bulldogs. 25-22 goes the third set. The Cougars go 3-0 to get the victory on their home court.
And it was a deserving one. Each time they were out of it, they found their groove and were able to come back. Great win for Jefferson, well-deserved, and a fun match overall.
The Jefferson Cougars making a statement these last few weeks, getting wins over everyone in the EPAC outside of the top 2 teams that were the state finalists last year. So how about that? Colin, we can keep it here for our postgame here. And what a performance by Jefferson. Looks like Chad Patteray has gotten this team on the right track after a slower start to start this year.
Yep, that's what makes the EPAC fun. You've been able to see now the complete opposite results, it seems like, from each of the first meetings in any EPAC matchup that obviously doesn't involve Hedgesville or Musselman, but these are well-deserved wins for these programs. They've been able to bounce back, readjust, and now it seems like for the middle of the EPAC with the 4 schools of Washington, Jefferson, Spring Mills, and
in this matchup here tonight. So it was just a well-played game all around as both games go straight sets to Jefferson. JV goes 2-0, varsity goes 3-0. As we will call it a night here from Jefferson High School, the Cougar Cage. I want to thank everyone on our crew here tonight. Spencer Dupuis back in the studio. Nick Verzolini, our on-site producer. Braden Schaffner, our cameraman. Colin McLaughlin, my color commentator for the night, while Jim Klein is on the mend. And me, Dylan Bishop, we thank you for joining us for EPAC Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
That concludes our coverage of West Virginia High School Volleyball featuring the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. Tonight's coverage was brought to you by Dynamark Atlantic Security, Bechtel Jewelers, Brown's Funeral Home, CMA Honda, Kelly Allstate Insurance, L.A. Roberts Jewelers, Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, Milestone Realty, The Marius Group, Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Orsini's Home Store, Palace Lounge, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Skinner Law Firm, Smallwood and Small Insurance, Sutton and Janelle Law Firm, W. Harley Miller Systems. Keep it tuned to TV 10 for all your local high school sports coverage from around the Eastern Panhandle. All rights reserved.